Sir David Attenborough to take people's seat at UN Climate Change Conference 2018 in Poland.
Here's a summary of the article.
Sir David Attenborough has said that a failure to tackle climate change will be a catastrophe for the planet. He will take up the UN's People's Seat at the opening of crucial climate change talks in December in Poland. The People's Seat is meant to represent the hundreds of millions of people around the world whose lives are about to be affected by climate change, Sir David told BBC News. Sir David will take up the seat in his role giving the People's Address for the opening sessions of the conference. Ahead of the conference, people will be invited to submit their experiences and opinions on climate change to an online poll and conversations on social media, using the hashtag #TakeYourSeat. Sir David told the BBC that including voices from people experiencing the reality of climate change was vital. There are fishermen all around the world who know what changes are taking place, he said. There are people whose houses have been destroyed by increasingly extreme weather. Summarizing what is taking place is an almost impossible job, but it's something that has to be done.
This post received a score of 20,485, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
All we get is one seat?
I usually won't say this, but perhaps it's time to listen to the one who spent time in the field rather than the ones lording over the fields. Have you ever sown a field, Lady Olenna? Have you ever reaped a grain? Has anyone in House Tyrrell? A lifetime of wealth and power has left you blind in one eye. You are the few, we are the many.
Yet look how that one turned out for the many.
I mean, they won, until Cersei decided she didn't want to play anymore cause she wasn't winning, so she essentially flipped the board and walked away. When you flip the board, you lose your pieces too. Rip Tommen's sad face.
Rip Olenna and Margaery too.
I am 100% okay with David representing me.
Same here. Quite happy for him to speak on my behalf.
Those keywords, when put together in that order, make for a different, way more ominous, headline.
People change climate take world.
He looks amazing for 92.
And still as sharp as a razor.
D. Laughing face, laughing face, laughing face. And #X200B.
Yeah, my heart skipped a beat as well.
Till my country is hosting a climate change conference.
Yay, like WTF. We ain't the right country for that. 3 of our cities are in top 10 of Europe's most polluted ones, lol.
Sometimes it's better to hold things like this in places that need it rather than places that don't.
I see, sort of like letting Saudi Arabia lead human rights panels at the UN.
I'd say there is a big difference between location and choice of leadership.
Every time I see a headline with Mr. Attenborough, I fear it's an obituary.
Okay, I wasn't the only one. I don't know who else could narrate nature documentaries as well as him.
Yet I see that in the US they often replace his narration with Sigourney Weaver and that guy who played Sam in LOTR. Fucking sacrilege.
That's a thing? That's disgusting.
Once again we are going to see a lot of talk and promises. The day after politicians will go home and continue doing what they do best, which is nothing.
Vote for better ones, then. These people represent you. They are subject to your democratic leaning.
I have consistently voted for the party most keen on tackling climate change.
Then I sympathize with your frustration, sad face.
Climate change is going to be a problem of our generation. It's going to have such encompassing consequences on everything. We will experience suffering unlike any experienced in hundreds of years. The inaction from policymakers, rich people and the industry is sickening and frustrating. We cannot reverse it, but we can prepare ourselves for the consequences. Climate change is going to be a problem for every generation from here on out.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smry.com, without any human intervention.